Hello, welcome to the Plot Malaysia. This is our 45th episode. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans.
Absolutely. Woohoo! Well, today we're talking about the Match Day 9 review. Match Day 9, as you can see, Match Day 9, yes. Review of the games that were played yesterday. But before we move forward, an announcement from our product sponsors, Planet Health. We are talking about this product, Mitwana's, anti-hair fall shampoo with hibiscus and brahmi. Amazing product. It doesn't stop me from my hair from falling. I've been having abundance of hair thanks to this shampoo. What about you, Hari? Are you going to use it?
I've just started using it and I need it badly, man, because I've got people know me well enough. I've got a hair fall issue. So, yep.
All right. And if you want to actually make some money out of it, of course, if you make your purchases using the link below, you stand a chance to win cash prizes up to 1,500 ringgit. Not bad, eh? For an anti-hair fall shampoo. Doesn't cost much.
It's good
But
money,
you wait,
good money, guys.
yeah,
So
good money,
do
guys.
participate in the
Absolutely.
link below and stand a chance to win that cash. All right.
Absolutely. Yep. So today we are having, the reviews, as I said, for Match Day 9. Hurry, take it away, man.
All right, brother. Guys, first and foremost, if you see the energy the two of us have, you wouldn't think it's match day 9. We've been catching pretty much every single game. I think we both had a little bit of coffee before this, maybe a couple of beers as well.
Absolutely.
And that helps
Two
keep us.
coffees. Two coffees, man.
maybe a beer or two thrown in as well. Which helps keeps us full of power and a lot of energy for this to conduct the show, to run the show. So, guys, quick review from yesterday's games. Three great games. To be honest, it was probably the day of the tournament so far in terms of the quality of the games that were played. Three brilliant games, and we can't start off anywhere but the first game of the night of the day, which was Hungary against France. What a game this was, Ram.
What a game. Absolutely. I was shell shocked, But Hari, why don't you tell us what you think about the game?
No, I was fantastic, man. They were the underdogs, Hungary. France were hot favorites of the tournament, expected to wipe the floor with Hungary yesterday. I mean, we were thinking 2-0, 3-0. People may have thought 4-0 as well. But the Hungarians, in front of their home support, Budapest, full stadium, and their support was brilliant, man. They were doing the thunderclap. It was so nice to see a capacity crowd in the stadium again. And that crowd just boosted them and kept them going. They put on a fantastic performance, the Hungarians. They kept the French at bay. I think France had maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 shots on target throughout the game. In my opinion, the Hungarians had the better chances in the game. They scored a goal in the first half through Fiola, I think, the wing back.
Fiola, yes.
Wing back, and it was a brilliant goal. He made a good run, great finish at the near post as well. And the Hungarians were good value for the lead. In my opinion, they should have won the game. The only reason France were able to come back was one long ball, which was from a Hungarian corner. Or was it a Hungarian free kick, a long ball by Hugo Lloris, and then they let the ball bounce. A bit of inexperience in defense, and France took advantage, especially Mbappe. He ran them ragged, played a ball across, and very unlucky as well, because the Hungarian defender cleared it, but it fell straight into Griezmann's path to score the equalizer. But my opinion, Hungary deserved the win, but it's still a fantastic result. It keeps them alive in the group. Everyone thought they'd be dead and buried after 2 games. It keeps them alive, something to play for in the final game. Kudos to Hungary. Brilliant, two brilliant performances so far. But yesterday, great performance, great result. Outstanding actually. What about you, Ram? What do you think?
Well, I echo your sentiments absolutely, Hari. Especially when it came down to the capacity, full capacity stadium. That was something that for me personally, I think that was the biggest highlight. I mean, the game was a game, yes, but when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I missed this. I absolutely missed this. The chants, the claps, and I think it's very evident that the fans were the 12th men for the Hungarians.
12th and 13th man, yeah.
Yep, 12th and 13th man, and like as you say, Harry, I was surprised how Hungary started the game. I think they had the intent of wanting to win the game. They really, 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 gave a scare to France, and of course, France had to make sure that they score a goal because otherwise their hopes would have been quite, quite tattered. Actually, if you ask me, if they did not even get a point out of this, because the next game is against Portugal, but you know what? I have to say this that Hungary, when they drew the game when the final whistle was blown, they behaved as if they won the game. It was so nice
Brilliant.
to see.
Brilliant,
It
man. Because
was
it
so
is
nice to
right.
see.
A team that are minnows basically, supposed to be the whipping
Yep,
boys of the group. Quality
yep,
wise, don't even come close to France. And you know what? They had their best player didn't even make it for the tournament. He was
yep,
injured and he couldn't make it to the tournament. Zobolai,
yeah,
and then their striker, their talisman, their captain, the big Adam Zalai, to
yep,
top it off, got injured and had to come off the game. I think he had a heat stroke or something. He had to come off from the game early in the game, in
yep.
the first half. And to deal with all those and still play really well, and like I said, should have won, but a great result nonetheless. The draw, outstanding by the Hungarians.
Absolutely,
Anyone
absolutely.
stood out for you? Anyone stood out for you?
I would have to say, yeah, Fiola definitely stood out for me
Yeah,
because he was making those runs. I think even Zalai, stood out for me to some
yeah,
extent.
yeah.
And the other Salai, is
Yes,
Zalai and
I was going to say
Salai,
the man who stood out for me was
yeah,
Roland Salai.
Salai,
He's
yes,
only
yes,
24 years old, guys. I mean, I don't know if I never knew about him before. I think he plays in the Bundesliga with Freiburg. But what a
yep.
play! He looks a real talent. He keeps hold of the
He
ball.
looks
He
great,
he
Alan.
he he gets past people. He dribbles the ball with the ball. He
Yep,
had a couple of chances, but he was a threat to the French all game long. And when you're dealing with a French side with N'Golo Kante, with Kimpembe, Varane at the back, to do what he was doing, constantly going at them, getting past them, and keeping the ball, brilliant. I think he looks a real prospect, by the way. And a couple of
yep.
clubs in England will definitely be looking at him. I think a couple of
Exactly. And
mid-table
Harry,
clubs will definitely be interested in him.
for sure, for sure. Harry, wanted to ask you, how do you think was N'Golo Kante's performance yesterday? With
I
Pogba.
mean, he's been having. I mean, he's been outstanding for God knows how long. I thought yesterday he wasn't at his best, in my opinion.
Yep.
It was okay. He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't at his best, but so was the whole French team. I thought Pogba was poor.
Pogba
There
was
was
shit.
no. There was no. Yeah, it was
Shit.
crap. Basically, it was crap. Just like he plays for United. I think he had his United jersey on. Um,
Ah.
so all of them didn't stand out. So it was not just N'Golo Kante. Pogba was poor. There was no incision. There was no
Yep.
triangular play. But to be honest, and I'll probably get pelters for this from the first review we did of the French game, the first French game, when I said that I was not impressed by France against Germany. I don't know if you remember. I said
Yep.
I was not impressed because they seemed to have just one way. They were defending, and then they were counter-attacking with Mbappe. And there was no pattern of play in the way they were approaching the game. They were not dominating. They were not creating constant chances by good incisive football, and it was
Yep.
evident yesterday, right? Finally, when a
Yep.
team sat back, Germany were going at them. When a team sat back like Hungary, they found no way of creating chances against them, and the only chance they created or goal they scored was because Hungary were attacking and they broke on them. And who was the man? Mbappe. So if you tell me,
Mbappe, yeah.
so I'm not impressed by Deschamps, to be honest. Tactically,
Mhm.
it just seems like play the ball Mbappe on the break and they will cause a threat. But that's not
It's
good
like a
enough for
hope.
a team with so much talent. You should be dominating the ball, creating chances. So if team just sit back on them like Hungary did yesterday, what are they going to do? So I'm not impressed at all. With all the talent at their disposal, I have not been impressed by the French so far.
100% Harry. I mean, let's of course save this for the viewers as well. You guys,
Let us
French
know.
France fans, Hungary fans, do let us know what you think about the game. We would like to, of course, take note of it and of course talk about it in our next upcoming shows in the future. Harry, game number two. What do we have?
Game number two was the best game of the tournament so far.
Hmm.
Absolute best game of the tournament so far. Portugal, Germany. Portugal win this game, they would have been through. I think a draw would have practically taken them through as well. But yeah, I mean, Ram, what a game this was, man.
Yep, absolutely. I I was surprised because the way Germany started the game, they looked like they were going to score
Yep.
because they kept creating
And they did
chances
score,
after
right? It was
chance.
offside. There was yep.
It was offside. Yeah, it's offside. They kept pressuring the defense of Portugal, and it showed that how poor Portuguese defense was. It just showed so poor. When Ruben Diaz, scored a own goal, of course. But of course, they all started off with Cristiano Ronaldo scoring the first goal for Portugal. But in the split second, two own goals in the first half, from Portugal, very bad. I think it was one of the lowest performances I've seen Portugal play in this game because I expected so much more from them. From all the players, Bruno Fernandes. I expected of course, the defense like Ruben Diaz, Pepe to really perform even better to take out those German attacks because as you know, the Germans don't really have a proper striker. As you said previously, but this time, thanks to two own goals, in the first half, and of course that gave the momentum to the Germans to seal the win. Uh, what a scoreline, 4-2. Never expected that, but hey, maybe well deserved for the Germans this time. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely well deserved. My opinion, by far the better team yesterday.
Yep.
And the Germans actually arrived yesterday. They have
They
arrived in the
arrived.
tournament
Yep.
now. They've arrived in the tournament. And to be honest, now, with that performance, the confidence they'll get out of it, they are front runners. They still have an issue in defense, which is why whenever Portugal, even though they were barely attacking, whenever they were attacking, they created good chances. Because I think the German defense is aging with Rudiger, with
Yep.
Hummels, and they're poor, the back three. So
Yep.
they're aging, they're poor. But my word, tactically brilliant, and Portugal was so poor. They couldn't deal
Yo.
with the Germans' wingbacks. Their problem was
Yep.
they couldn't deal with the German wingbacks, and they never
Yep.
adjusted the game throughout their play throughout to deal with the wingbacks.
Yep.
Gozens,
Yep.
Gozens on the left, outstanding wingback play.
Outstanding.
And I was the one who was saying that Kimmich should move in the center of midfield. He's wasted on the right as a right wingback. But yesterday, I'm basically now I understand why. I understand why I'm not Joshua Low or Joachim Low,
Joking.
because Joachim Low
Okay.
is and why he's the manager and I'm not, right? Because he kept with him there and he was outstanding as a right wing back yesterday. The two wing backs won it for Germany yesterday. They had no striker, but they had these two wing backs running down the flank. They were playing right balls to them at the right time, and then the midfielders, including the false nines, Kai Havertz, Thomas Muller, were making late runs into the box. So these guys crossed, arrived late. The wing backs crossed, and it was causing mayhem in the Portuguese box,
Mayhem.
which is why
Mayhem.
they were
Yep.
getting own goals, right? They had to either clear the ball or someone was going to bang the ball in. So there were own goals galore. Gozens had 2 assists and 1 goal. He also had 1 goal disallowed. The wing backs killed Portugal yesterday, and they could not adjust to it at all. And I think yesterday, not having a striker but playing with those false nines and the wing backs is what did it for Germany. So kudos to Joachim Low. He stuck with his plan, didn't let people like us influence him, and they got it spot on yesterday, I thought, the Germans. And they've well and truly arrived in this tournament. I still have a lot of concerns about their defense, but attacking-wise, brilliant and so refreshing to see. Because now let me just switch my focus to the Portuguese. And I think, Ram, you can chime in on this as well. I was pissed off with the Portuguese yesterday.
So was I.
And in my opinion, I was pissed off even in their first game against Hungary, and I mentioned it. And this, again, we talk about managers, right? We talk about Didier Deschamps playing too conservatively. We spoke about Gareth Southgate. Fernando Santos is probably the most conservative manager, and they don't deserve to go far in this tournament if he keeps playing this way. He's got all the talent in the world. He's got the most attacking bench. He's got the most number of attacking players in his team. And he plays with 2 sitting midfielders, Danilo and Carvalho. He did it in the first game against Hungary, and they almost drew that game. The moment he changed and he brought Renato Sanchez on and Andre Silva and Rafa Silva on against Hungary, I think it was 80th minute or 82nd minute, they scored 3 goals and they created chances. You would have thought he would have learned from his lesson, but he didn't. He played with 2 sitting midfielders again, Danilo, Carvalho. They got hammered, taken to pieces. The goal they scored also was lucky. It was on the break. It was a great counter-attack goal, but it was a counter-attack. They were being punished by the Germans from start to the end. That was just a lucky break. The moment again, when they were 3 or 4-1 down, that's when he changed it again. He brought Renato Sanchez on, played him in the middle, took off one of the defensive midfielders. What do the Portuguese do? They create chances again. They're dominating the game. Renato Sanchez hits the post. He has an outstanding game when he comes on. They were creating chances again. Jota scored that second goal, of course. So, in my opinion, he keeps getting it wrong. He keeps playing conservative. Unless he changes and plays with an attacking midfielder or a more progressive midfielder with 1 sitting midfielder, I hope they don't do well. Because I don't like teams playing this way when you have all the attacking talent in the world. If you're hungry, fair enough. You don't have the talent, you're forced to sit back. But with Portugal, all the talent in the world, and to play that way, not acceptable. Not acceptable, and you deserve what you get. You deserve what you get.
I agree with you, and have to say that they are holders of the Euros, and this is how they perform. It's absolute rubbish. You are the defending champions of the Euros. Okay, back in 2016, you need to go all out. You have Ronaldo. You have Renato. You have all these players that can
Bruno
actually punish
Fernandes,
you.
Bernardo Silva, Jota, João Felix, Rafa Silva, Andre Silva on the bench, who's one of the top scorers in Germany. They've got so much attacking talent.
When you mention these names, they look so it's so fearful, right?
And they
Teams
should
will
be
fear them.
kicking themselves if they don't make it out of this group, which there's a good chance they won't make it out of this group now, by the way.
Yeah,
If they don't make it out of this group, he should get the sack, Fernando Santos. But they should be kicking themselves, because the moment they started attacking Germany yesterday and they made those changes, you could see the German defense is weak, and you can take advantage of it. So why not go that way from the front? You know they have a weak defense, go at them. Instead, they
yep,
sat back, played defensively, and Germany were just too strong for them. The wing backs killed them tactically as well. If you're going to defend, then defend well. They didn't even defend well.
they
So,
didn't
in
do
my
that. Yep,
opinion, horrible performance, and it's a do or die game for them now
yep,
against
absolutely.
France. So, I mean, let's look at the positive. Germany were outstanding, and Germany, I mean, I fancy them to go through and be a real threat now.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Guys, German fans out there, I'm sure there's a lot. I know a lot of you out there who are supporting Germany for this tournament. Tell us what you think.
Yep.
We want to know, give us your insights, be very valuable to us as well. And we can actually move forward, using those comments that you actually given us. Yes, Harry, what's
Yeah,
up?
just very quick credits to Kai Havertz. I thought he had a great game yesterday.
Yep.
Gossens on
Mhm.
the left, as I said, outstanding. Uh, Kimmich on the right, brilliant. Thomas Muller had a decent game as well. Gundogan did pretty well with Tony Kroos in the middle of the park. So pretty much the entire team was outstanding. Well played, Germany. Let's move on
Yeah.
to the final game round. This is probably the most disappointing game of the day, in my opinion. Spain versus Poland. Why don't you take it away, Ram? What was your thoughts on the game?
Spain versus Poland. One thing comes to mind. Okay,
Hmm.
Robert Lewandowski, and then of course Spain. You have lots of players. Comes to mind when it comes to scoring goals. But guess what? It finished 1-1. Okay, fair enough. Morata scored the opening goal on the 25th minute, and of course Robert Lewandowski, equalized. In the second half. But here is what I have in mind. You know, Spain. You said you were pissed off with Portugal earlier, right? You know how they play. I'm pissed off with Spain. I'm absolutely pissed off with them. I mean, what are they thinking? You play slow, you're predictable. Obviously, you're going to be punished. And they what were they expecting? They were expecting them to hold their 1-0 lead and expect them to go through to the next round. No, now two draws on the trot. Okay, okay,
and
goal
against
difference
and against
zero.
much against much weaker sides as well. They haven't even played the big boys yet, right? I mean, Spain, man. We have spoken about them before. They're not the same team as before. They're still trying to play the same way, not evolve. Just keep the ball, but they don't have the same level of talent as previously. And they had again 600 plus passes, but not enough incision. The first half, I thought they were decent. They created a few chances, and the big difference was he played Gerard Moreno this time together with Morata. And I thought Moreno was brilliant, actually. Gerard Moreno in that first half, I thought was really, really good. He had a big influence in the game. But the Spanish way, man, it's so slow, so predictable. They don't have a proper finisher. Moreno is okay, but they still don't have a proper number 9. They were playing Morata up top, and he's just not good enough. But the Spanish team in general is too slow, too predictable. Luis Enrique, I don't know what he's doing with the way they play. And just yesterday I told you the way they could do it, in my opinion, was maybe play Adama Traore from the start.
Yes,
Have
that
one
was that
speedy
was in the
player,
mind.
have one
Yeah,
speedy player up top there, so you have someone running at the defense with pace. But they didn't. He didn't do it again. And guess what? He again left out Thiago Alcantara. For me, he's the best midfielder in the Spain have. He doesn't play him. He's the man who can pick passes, who can play penetrative balls. It looks like he doesn't want that. He wants players to just pass amongst
tiki
themselves in
taka,
midfield,
tiki taka.
and not be progressive. Alcantara is a progressive passer. He doesn't pass for the sake of passing. He passes forward. He passes
Yep.
through balls forward. He plays high ball for. He takes a risk. The midfielders they're playing, all three of them are too similar. They keep it simple. They pass the middle. They pass you to death. But there's not enough progressive passing, long passing, short passing, and he leaves Alcantara out again. So I don't know what Enrique is playing at. Again, not giving a chance to Adama Traore, who I feel is the difference maker for them. He's something different to what the other players are. He's fast. He gets past people. He dribbles. So, I mean, they get what they deserve, right? They've been poor, 2 draws against 2 weaker teams. I mean, I don't know, man. Do you fancy them to go through?
No, absolutely. Why should they? They don't deserve to go through.
Yeah.
Why? What? To see them play this kind of football again and probably squeeze another, win out of this? No, it's gonna be boring. I want to watch a boring team playing in the knockout stages. I rather they just lose, give chance to teams that are really playing and trying to have a go, and then watch them play in the next round, which is more exciting. Spain. overconfident in my opinion. They think that they have it all. They think that whatever they do, they can actually win the game. Luis Enrique as a manager, Hari, come on. I mean, he has so much of experience. He was a Barcelona player as well. He has so much of experience. He knows what it takes, to win games. But here he is being very conservative. And you know what, Harry? It's not just about Luis Enrique. A few managers, in these Euros are taking it very, very conservatively. They are not really taking risks, and they're still keeping their jobs. That amazes me. That absolutely amazes me. And I'm very sure the fans out there, not just in Malaysia, but of course, fans in Spain, Portugal, of course, in England, they are probably thinking, why are we having such managers managing the team? They're not good enough. They are absolutely not good enough.
I think so. I think with the talent at disposal, which is what I'm saying, right? Nothing against teams like Hungary or
Yep.
Austria or some of the other teams sitting back because they don't have the same amount of talent. But I
Yep.
mean, with the talent these teams have, to be playing the way they are, disappointing. So again, like I said, I don't understand Luis Enrique's judgment and tactical and selections, but be it what it is, their final game is against Slovakia. Slovakia draw that game or win that game, Spain is in trouble. They're
Yep.
probably out, and Slovakia is a decent side. On the flip side, Sweden, I think, is through. From the group, Poland have all to play for. If they get a win against Sweden, they could be getting themselves through as well. And Lewandowski got off the mark yesterday, scored a great header. Should have had 2 goals, by the way. In the first half, he had
Yep.
a one-on-one, a simple one-on-one, and he shot it straight at the keeper. Should have scored. So Lewandowski is in the tournament. He's made his entrance. And well, you never know. Poland could pull a result out against Sweden in the final game now. So it's all to play for in that group.
Yep.
So that's a wrap of yesterday's games, guys. Great review, I think, on all 3 games. Let us know what your thoughts are. Yeah, Ram, let's quickly talk about today's fixtures. The final round of fixtures are beginning, and today is Group A.
Yep.
So there are 2 fixtures only today, both playing at the same time, 12 a.m. or Malaysian time
Yep.
tomorrow. Italy, Wales, and Switzerland, Turkey. So let's start with Italy, Wales, Ram. Italy are through. Uh,
Yep.
but it's against Wales, who are also probably going to get through. They're on 4 points. So this is the top of the table clash, right? If Wales
Yep.
win, they'll qualify on top
Yep.
over Italy. So who do you think is going to win this one, man? I fancy the Italians to rest players here as well. So who do you think is going to win this one?
I like to support the underdogs here. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go with Wales. I think Wales are going to nick this one 1-0.
Okay. Okay. I'm going with the Italians. I think the Wales will give them a fight, but I think the Italians, even if they rest players, the thing is they've got so much talent. They've been so good that players are fighting for places
Positions
now
for
in the
pieces.
team.
Yep.
So even
Yep.
the guys coming in will be fighting for places for the knockout rounds, which means they're going to be extra motivated. And like I said, they're so good. They look like a well-oiled machine. They know when to defend, when to attack. It's very rhythmic. So I fancy them
Yep.
to beat the Welsh at least by 1 or 2 goals. So I'm going with the Italians today and qualifying top of the group. Now the next game is interesting, right? Switzerland, Turkey. Switzerland on 1 point, Turkey on 0. Turkey is as good as out. Who do you think is going to win this one? So Turkey is playing more for pride, I think, here.
This one, I think I'll say Switzerland looks more convincing to me, in my opinion. I think they have all to play for as well. They get the 3 points. They still ended with a minimal chance, but and that's why I think Switzerland will go through, because they do have the players that are far more hungry compared to Turkey. If you see Turkey in the opening game, you see Turkey in the second game, they were not really all that. But Switzerland, they do have something. They do have that passing flair. They do have what it takes to score goals. So I think because of that, they would edge Turks this time around as well. And I think the Turkey will lose this game and end this Euro competition with 0 points.
I think so too
That's
as
what I
well.
think.
I'm going with Switzerland to beat Turkey. Turkey leave with 0 points. I mean, we were backing Turkey when the tournament started, but they've been so
Yep.
poor, so poor.
Yep.
They don't look like scoring a goal, to be honest. Even
Yeah.
so, Switzerland, they've got all to play for. I think they get a win, they get 4 points, and they'll probably qualify as one of the better ranked third place teams of the third place teams in the tournament. So for me, Switzerland win it, and Embolo to score again.
I have a feeling. I agree. Embolo will score again. I have a feeling too. But I think this is the chance for Switzerland to really score or bag lots of goals. If they, I mean, to really go all out, go on a riot, be as rampant as possible, scoring 3, 4 goals, because goal difference helps. They could just, somehow just make it through to the second spot, leaving the other team on the third. So I think they
Yeah.
should go for all. They should go all out for this one. Nothing to lose, all to play for. Give
Yep.
it a go. hope the Turkey's Sinol Gunesh, Sinol Gunesh for Turkey, but hopefully, the Swiss manager, gives them a chance to go all out and let them express themselves, go crazy,
Yep, yep, yep.
And I hope
I think, like I
yeah,
said,
yeah,
I think, like I said, I think the Swiss win this one, in my opinion, as well. They will fight their way through. They've looked decent, so yeah, I think Switzerland will win the game and qualify. Even if you have 4 points, I think in this tournament and in third place, as long as you get 4 points, I think you're through. So I think they'll get through. Awesome, awesome, Ram.
awesome.
That's been a review of today's games. Leave your comments as well, guys. Let us know if you agree, you disagree, and who do you think is going to get out of Group A today.
Yeah, and also let us know what you think of Hurry and his hat, his Sherlock hat, absolutely rocking it, absolutely. And also, guys, just a reminder to all of you, do check out our episode with Roshan Narayan. Of course, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of good insights, from him as well, the man who was in Astro for many, many years. He spent some time with us yesterday, and of course, you get a chance to actually, have a watch and get to know his opinions. So do have that watch.
You
Yep.
have to watch that, guys. Very inspiring. Roshan was extremely candid. Just told
Yep.
it as it was, what life was as a TV host, the unforgettable moments he had, some of the pundit
Yep.
interactions he had.
Absolutely.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. Some of the brilliant experiences he had, like I said as well. So, yeah, you have to give that one a watch. It's extremely inspiring, and yeah, and it gives you some insights into the TV broadcasting world as well, the football show world as well.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, give it a watch.
And I have to tell you one more thing that was brilliant was his beard.
Yes,
Absolutely rocking it.
outstanding beard, by the way.
Roshan, if you're watching this, cheers to you, man. Awesome beard. We're gonna try it out soon. Okay. All right. So there you go. The roundup of match day 9. The review. We're gonna sign off right now. But before we go, a message from our product sponsors, Planet Health, with our anti-hair fall shampoo. So, guys, if you want to win some cash, if you make your purchases using the link below, you stand a chance to win cash prizes, ka-ching, ka-ching, up to 1,500 ringgit. So get your chances there before it runs out. All the best to you guys. So signing off from the Plot Malaysia. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans. Euro. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Cheers.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Cheers.